I know that you've been sitting there with bated breath for another Gray Matters with John Cohen and myself. And today, spring is in the air. Is springing. It's sprunging. Sprunging.
It sprung, yeah, it
It's
sprung. It's
sprung.
all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're even getting warm. Temperatures are supposed to be in the 80s and 90s this week. So, John, what are you doing for celebrating the springing of spring?
Oh, I'm dancing through the garden. I'm spreading love. That's what I'm doing for
Are
spring.
you
Now,
tiptoeing through the
what
tulips, or you don't have any tulips?
you know it's spring when you go to the garden center, the local garden center,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
pick up seeds. You know
Yeah.
it's springtime. So
Because because you're a farmer, John, and I'm
we're
looking
gonna
for
have
my
some
veggies.
haricot vert. We're
Ah,
gonna have some corn and some whatever this is, watermelon. So I hope they grow. I got to plant the seeds and hope they grow. So
yeah. Really? Well, I did a little bit of horticultural activity. Uh, uh, about a year back, I bought a reciprocating saw because I had to reciprocate something right out of the wall. And I've never used one before, and I haven't used it since. And it's almost like a jackhammer.
yeah.
But there was this weed growing out between my neighbor's house and my patio deck, and I determined that I was going to get it because
Yeah.
it was getting thick. So I got a knee pad so I could get real close to the ground, my old self, and I got it, and I cut that sucker. I was going to call it something really worse. I cut that sucker out, and zzz, zzz, and then I took a crowbar with a hammer, and I got it. So I have eliminated a very I got to the root of the problem. Let's put it that way. Now
Good.
I'm thinking, do I have to drill little holes in it and put Epsom salt and some other stuff to kill the root of the root? I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so that was my that was my spring kind of thing.
So spring always brings to mind the classic question of why do weeds grow better than everything else? Why are there more weeds than grass? Why do weeds grow and kill the vegetables? How do these weeds do it? I wish somebody
I
would
know the
examine the
answer
weeds.
because what do they say? Weeds are really flowers growing where you don't want them to. Okay, they're hardy plants.
Boy, they
Okay.
are.
Now, wait, aren't like those the daisies, the things that are yellow, aren't those really considered weeds?
Oh yeah.
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 Okay. But
But
you can make that into a food, right? Don't people sometimes take them and
people do
grind?
eat dandelions if that's what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
dandelions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is you don't get a nice even bed of dandelions. Oh no. No, you get dandelions and stinging nettles and crapiola and what sorry, weeds are bad.
Right. Okay.
But
So let's turn our attention to back to your garden for a moment, if we can. Are you making? I mean, one of the most favorite things you've ever made and delivered to me was broccolini.
yes,
Okay, do we have some broccolini coming this way, my way, from your garden?
I you know what? I will be planting broccoli. I haven't found any broccolini lately. I
Huh.
don't know what happened to it because at the garden center, instead I don't usually grow seeds. I usually pick up a little flat of
Mm.
plants and transplant them into the ground, and that's easier than growing from seed. But there are some things you want to grow from seed, like watermelon. Um, but broccolini, I just haven't seen any lately. I didn't find any last year,
Do
and
they
if
have
I
them?
do,
Maybe do
I'll
they
be
have
sure
them
to grow it.
online? Maybe if I find them online, I'll get a package and I'll send them to you.
Okay, I'd like that.
Okay.
We're right now we're plowing under some mulch, and we're going to restart the garden. We got half of it still weeds,
Mm.
um, but we should be ready by the end of April, and
I want
that's
to, John, if I can, I want to share one of our dirty little secrets. If you haven't had anything from John's garden, Let me tell you, it's love at first bite. He is quite the farmer, Farmer John.
Oh, well, my secret is very simple. I overplant. I plant enough for the gophers. I plant
I was
enough for
going
the
to say.
birds.
Mhm.
And after they eat everything they want, whatever's left over is what we get.
You don't have rabbit. You basically have gophers and birds, not rabbits, right?
Oh, we have rabbits too.
Do you?
No, but the rabbits don't eat the corn. The rabbits eat the lettuce and the.
Oh,
I'm looking for spinach. I hope to grow spinach this year again.
okay.
Again, you have to plant enough. You have to overplant. Let the animals and the predators have their fun, and you'll get the leftovers.
Oh yeah. By the way, it's also talking about spring cleaning. I actually did about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Go through my garage and do a spring cleaning there and take a trip to the dump. So
Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So not only can you plant a garden, but you should take a dump run.
Okay. Anyway, everybody enjoy springtime. It doesn't last forever,
Mm.
and it's a great season.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.